If you woke up in the last couple days, you're probably thinking the same thing I am. What in the hell is actually going on with next-gen coverage? The last couple days have been eye-opening into the debacle that a next-gen console release can actually bring when people are far more worried about a view counter than they are about the actual things they cover. As we wind our way down this rabbit hole in next-gen, current-gen, and current-gen played on next-gen coverage, a bit of information is needed in these videos. What games are next-gen? What are current-gen? And what are current-gen being played on next-gen? And do they have their next-gen patches and people are playing backwards compatibility versions and thinking they're actually the next-gen versions? These are all questions and comments and topics and situations that can occur as we come into this November release date. One thing to remember is a large number of these games are actually covered and are not patched to their complete next-gen versions, or even have day one patches coming at a point later in the embargo. This is resulting in a huge amount of misinformation when it comes to the games, the coverage, the tech breakdowns, FPS, resolution, even loading are all being adjusted right up until their next-gen launch. How do I know? Because I have the damn things and I've been able to see this occurring. I mean, for Christ's sakes, there's a filter on the new Xbox systems that you can click to actually see what titles you have and for which console. Come on, people. Smart delivery on the Xbox is for sure going to take away a great deal of the confusion as we get closer. However, at this time, it is not just backwards compatibility. It's also day one performance patches. And I understand wanting to get views, but it's important to at least inform the viewer of what's occurring during the review or during the coverage or the information session. What version of the game is being covered? And if you're spouting off numbers or statistics or opinions, what the fuck are you doing if you don't have the wherewithal to at least inform the gamer which version you are actually playing? A number of these games are going to require day one patches that are still coming, but are also available as backwards compatibility titles on their respective storefronts. And most of these are covered in easy to read embargoes if you read the goddamned embargo that's in front of you. I'll be talking about all this when the new systems actually end up coming up for review here soon. While we move forward into the next gen, this is going to be less and less of a problem, but as the consoles get into consumers' homes, a larger extent of their back catalogs are going to be available than ever before, and I think a keen eye on offering information both on backwards compatibility and updated versions for free or for a price is going to be valid. It's important to inform the consumer the differences each may have. Additionally, we're now looking at systems that have things like FreeSync and otherwise. They're going to make frame counting, well, a really confusing thing for a lot of people who aren't prepared for this. Like I said, frame rate, resolution, loading times, these have all changed just in the last two next-gen patches that I've been invited to see in progress. Just bear that in mind as we start this next generation. This isn't a defense of the consoles whatsoever, because some have actually performed very admirably. It's more about making sure that people understand what they're looking at and where we are. This isn't a typical alpha beta kind of situation. This is an alpha beta, different version of beta, backwards compatibility alpha, but a beta for the actual next gen version kind of situation. It's very confusing, and the more information gamers can get, really the better when you come into this. Every generation has growing pains. I just have no goddamned clue why some people seem to wantingly add to it. It's not really clickbait. It's just there, and you're looking at it going, what the fuck are you even talking about? Anyway, that's it for me. This is just a PSA for you guys out there who are getting ready to jump into the next gen territory. Even this is the same thing that can happen with the 3080s, 3090s kind of thing, or AMD's new card, where a lot of times you get all kinds of different numbers and nothing really gets solidified until we get right to the damned date. And from there on, it's a little easier to roll out into the future. That's it for me. I hope you guys like these videos. If you do, give it a thumbs up. I would love for you to share this, get more people's eyes on this kind of video, because I think it's very needed for the particular time frame that we are in and making sure that there's a clarity there, because I'm seeing 30, 40, 50 page forum threads on games that aren't even actually the right version that's being shown. Anyway, that's it for me. Peace out. Check out Reddit, Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and of course, you can become a patron.